comments. How's it going, everybody? Let's get everything up and running here. We should be live. How's everyone doing tonight? Can you hear me? Everything good to go here? Hope y'all had a good day. Hope you had a good day trading. Been talking to some people in Discord and in chats and stuff. I'll be monitoring both chats. I'm watching I'm watching Discord and I'm watching YouTube, so feel free to talk in both of them. You know, YouTube's kind of the preferred area, so you can chat in YouTube. It makes it a little bit easier on me just watching one place, but feel free to talk in either one. Here's the link. Go ahead and post that. You can go ahead and post that in WhatsApp and wherever else. How are y'all doing today? Before we get started, a Discord, I'm actually going to have I think hopefully by the next show, a little disclaimer I can throw up here. But little disclaimer, obviously I am not professional. I'm not offering stock picks, investment advice, financial advice, any other type of advice. Everything I say and do here is for entertainment purposes only, and it should be viewed as such. You shouldn't, don't do anything off of what I say. Just take it as entertainment and enjoy it. All that out of the way, you're responsible for the own decisions you make based off of what I say, and you should not try to mimic or do anything that I'm doing. It's very risky and can be very dangerous. This is not a call, this video or previous videos that I posted with numbers to encourage you to go out and to instantly just jump in and try to do this. You really need to take time to get acclimated to these strategies before you jump in them and start trading them. That is what our Discord channel is for. We have, and I will post the link below once this video is posted, for Discord. And if you're watching this and you would like to join, feel free to join us, and there'll be a lot of education coming on this YouTube channel really soon, going over the strategies that I use in detail, my interpretation of these strategies. They are originally from a room, T3 Live room. Mark Melnick was the teacher, mentor who taught me everything I know, and from that I've used them as they were taught and adapted them to my style of trading. And we all in the room, in the Discord room and in other rooms, have our own distinct style of trading. Mine is not better or worse than anybody else's. It is just my style. It's just what I do. It's how I do it, and I share it with you not to, whatever. I share it with you to help you and to see how possibly you can take it and take some of the good things that I do and adapt them to yourself, and then you can change it and adopt it to how you trade. That's why I post these videos here, is to help the people in the room do it. And we do it all for free. It's not like I'm charging anybody to be in here, charging anybody to watch these videos or do it all. It's all open, it's all free. So, some people, when they see that, they think it's not worth it. I mean, I'm about to show you a video, and I posted one the other day, and I'm going to be posting, I had 2 days in a row of doing what I'm about to do here, and it can be done. And it's not, just because it's free doesn't mean it's worthless or that it doesn't have value. So take that into consideration. Do with it what you want. Coming into this video, the next several videos, I posted a video today. You can check it out about my Fidelity setup. My Fidelity setup and how I use it, what it looks like, how to get your settings like mine. You don't have to use Fidelity. You can use E-Trade, you can use Charles Schwab, you can use whatever you would like. The idea is you need to be able to execute in the same style with as many clicks and as quickly as possible to do what we do. This video was one of probably 4 or 5 that I'm going to be doing, going over Fidelity, and then one going over TC2000, my charts, how I use my charts and how I use them in conjunction with my Fidelity setup, and then a video that kind of links all of that together with Discord and how we use Discord and what you need to know going into it. And then anybody who joins the room will be prompted to watch these videos. And if you join this YouTube channel and you ask me what you need to know, the first thing I'll tell you to do is watch these videos, followed by the strategy videos. The reason being is when new people's coming in, when things are happening, when you have questions, I want to have all that stuff out there so people don't have to spend a lot of time typing and explaining stuff. I post the videos. Here they are. You can check them out and you can learn what you need to know. So that's what's coming. I'm already working on the second video. Going to have somebody do some doctoring and stuff behind the scenes to kind of make it a little bit better, and the videos hopefully will become better as we go. All that being said, I'm sure y'all are interested in the title of this video. 17K, I think it came out to 17K. We're about to find out. So, any questions in either area before I get going, before we get started? So this setup, it does not look exactly like what I'm looking at. I just have this set up so you can see the 2-minute chart. You can see a 2-minute chart here. You can see a 1-minute chart here. What I've noticed, and I'm going to talk about this before I click and before I get started. This is a hour-long video. We're not going to watch the whole thing. I'll jump around. One thing I noticed is lately there's been great opportunities to make money. You have to be patient and wait for the setup and wait for the opportunities to present themselves. Ways you can find that, one is being in our Discord. And when people are calling stuff out and everyone's starting to lean into something and to trade something and I'm talking through it, you'll kind of know that those are the names. So we kind of provide that in the Discord room, and you just know it yourself after you traded it long enough when a name is getting hot. My style of trading is patience, waiting for something to get hot, and then smacking it. When I trade a choppy, like mid-range area, like you kind of see Tesla in here. This was not today, this was yesterday, I believe. Yeah, on the 4th. So it's very hard for me to consistently make money. It's choppy and I don't do as well with it. When I do well is when you get breakdowns or breakouts and you get these runs. And the run we're about to cover, and we'll jump around in it, but the run we're about to cover will demonstrate, just like the 15K video I posted the other day, how I trade these, what I look for. So at this point in the day, at the beginning of the month, I had the 30K in the account, so I'm up a little bit on the month. I sat still and I chilled. I might have been up at this point $1,000 or $2,000, like trading. If you look here at my previous trades, you can see some Facebook, and I had previously done one Tesla that I took a small loss in. How many contracts was I testing on this one? I think I was probably testing. So I bought and sold 5 contracts as a test to kind of see what Tesla was doing. I think I was probably up. Yeah, I was doing something on the day. So let's go ahead and watch this play out. I'll mute this. A lot of video from the day. I have not rewatched this yet, so this is my first time going through it. Be patient with me, and we'll get through it. Move this little video out of the way so you don't have to see me. I'll get better at doing all this stuff in the future. So we're going through. So what I like about Tesla now, and this chart up top will eventually change. First, so let's pause there. So I entered there. Why did I enter there? You can't see it on the 1 minute, but you can see it here. You have 2 increasing volume bars on the Fidelity. So it's been going, it's falling, but it's not falling on volume. All of a sudden, we get a good volume drop. And I think some people in Discord called it out. So I rotated over to Tesla. The Qs are dropping, so there's a lot of negative pressure in Tesla. So I rotate over. I buy the first bar. So Tesla closed down here. It popped up, as it does, and like in all my videos I talk about, I wait for that pop. It popped up. It based a little bit. It sat still for a second, and then I bought, and this is where the video starts. It's now, and I watch this level 2. My eye is on the bid. My eye is on the bid. My mouse is here, depressed, ready to click sell. I am watching the bid. I'm not watching anything else. I'm just watching the bid. Occasionally my eyes might glance over here, glance at the Qs or one of my charts or something, and I sold there. As soon as it started ticking up, I sold, and that was a little over a point that I made on that trade. The important thing about this trade and I'm just going to let this play out. The important thing about that trade was waiting for it to pop, which is what I'm now doing on this next trade, and then waiting for it to base like it's kind of doing here. I'm not sure when I get back in this trade. Entering it as it starts to tick lower with your eyes on the level 2, and then selling as soon as that volume slows down, that sell volume goes down. Right here, I'm also watching Amazon. I think I was probably deciding whether I wanted to trade Tesla or Amazon, so I have this other Amazon chart up. If you have questions, feel free to ask them. Yeah, Sufyan, I actually restart my account, like sometimes daily. Like after this day, after I had this run, I took money out of it and I put it in a different account. It's still in my trading accounts, but just the account I'm trading out of to kind of build up and force myself to trade intelligently. I force myself to, okay, here we go. Let me go back a few. I force myself to trade smart. So I bought here. It bases a little bit. Here's a small loss, but here's something I try to do. So I'm waiting for Tesla to, I bought it right there because it slowed down. I was at the top of the candle and I thought it was going to drop. I get ready to sell. So I'm buying the top of that candle expecting it to flush. It's kind of a guess. It's not necessarily a good strategy. And then I sell, and because of price improvement, I only lose a little over 10 cents. To me, that was a good entry and a good loss. And I'll come back to the question, Sufyan, because whether or not I won or lost on it, I have a very tight stop loss there. So I can get out of that trade really quickly if it doesn't work and get back in it if it does. But it gives me that really good front run level to where if it did decide to drop there and Tesla wanted to tank, I'd be up a point or two before I did it again here. I bought back here when it popped up and dropped down. I do this a lot. And I sold there. Did I lose here? I only lost 3 cents there. So what this is telling me is that this contract is working. I just lost 3 cents on that dropping around, popping up and dropping down. I'm like, okay. So even though Tesla kind of went against me there and it didn't instantly go in my favor, because I sold when it didn't work, without holding it, see, look, now it's popping. I didn't lose money. I pretty much broke even. So it makes me like the contract. It doesn't make me not like Tesla. And notice I'm only doing maybe 1 to 2 trades per. I'm not just jumping back in every time it moves. It hit the 8, candle closes, it hits the 8, and I bought as it started to tick down. Now I'm ready to sell. I'm watching. My eyes are on the bid. My eyes are on the bid. Sitting there watching it. I'm in at 33.39. I'm up 30 cents minimum or so, right around this area. I'm waiting for a know your limit 8 to trigger. Now I'm kind of green, kind of like I'm flat. Like I'm pretty much green on this trade here. I'm giving the trade room to work. I'm not holding it because I'm being greedy. It hasn't really triggered yet. It hasn't flushed that 8. Sorry that the chart up top hasn't been, hasn't done. Just look at the fidelity chart to the right over here. So I'm waiting for it to trigger here and flush that 8 and possibly flush through day lows. That was my idea with this trade. That's what I'm waiting to do. That's what I'm wanting to do. So, and then it didn't go quick enough and I sell. It started to pop back up. I was like, okay, I'm up money. I sold. I can always get back in. I think it probably goes without me here. Sometimes you do have to give your trades a little bit more room. So notice here, account value didn't update correctly. You just ignore this when this happens. Like that's how much I had left in the account after the trade, not what my account's at. You just ignore that. It doesn't always update. So I took the level of Tesla, and I'm still watching it to see if it wants to go shorter because I still kind of think that it's going to go shorter, even though I've made some money on that particular trade. So I bought back in and I'm ready to sell because again, my eyes are on this level too. I see some red volume, this price ticking down. I see this ticking down. So I buy back in. I'm now up, what, a point, 2 points in this one. And now I'm waiting for it to flush day lows. So here's something that's different, and here's a key that I want to go over for trading Tesla. Let's wait until I sell so I see how good or bad I do here. I know I'm going to make money, but it's like, did I hold too long? I was waiting for that flush. I'm not sure if it came or not. When you're up money, it's easy to hold. When you're flat or down money, it's much harder. Still waiting for that sell. Okay, I finally move it over to Tesla because I decide I'm going to trade Tesla. Oh, another thing, now that this is over, you can see the 2-minute chart. Another reason I like that, we had a 2-minute red takes green candle. So now in this trade, I'm up 3 points, maybe 4 points now in this trade or so. On 10 contracts, it's not like I'm going super heavy. By the way, a point on 10 contracts is $1,000. Now we're up 4 points, $4 grand on this one trade. in the video. I mean, and you can see me here. Like, I'll move this out of the way so you can see. Like, I'm like happy. I've got the ear off because I think like I'm listening to my kids or something. I'm listening for them to wake up. Still up in the trade, up a little over 4 points. I'm holding the trade, and it's not dumb to hold here because there's no like, now I sell. So I sold, and I still made 4 points instead of 450. I'll move that back down there. I'm waiting to get in it now, so let's pause. Here's a key to trading the way I trade. Making trades the way I trade. Let's go back a little bit, and we're not going to cover each one of these trades. I'll jump to the end and show you where I was at. And there's actually a super funny video for the people who hang out to the end at the end of this. Y'all are going to love it. It's hilarious. Absolutely hilarious at the end of this video. We're not going to watch the whole thing, more than likely. I'll jump around some. So the important part was when we're back here, where's my entry? Where's the first entry when I sold? Is it this one? Yes. So some people, and they're not wrong, Kelly is an amazing trader, and he would hold something like this. And there are other people who do other stuff, that teach other stuff, that would have just held this through this chop. My logic would not. So I got in here. I got up here. Where did I get up? I bought again. So, when I sold, sorry, just trying to get to that point. When I sold, there you go. Let's just say I was in here. So I sold. I didn't hold through that chop because who cares? To put it like blankly, like I wanted to take the money and lock it in. I don't need the big move. If the big move comes, I can jump back in the trade. I don't need to hold any trade to force a big move. I need to make an intelligent choice based on the trade that's in front of me. So if I'm up and it stops going against me, you know how quickly Tesla can move. There's no reason for me to hold something and let it go against me. The reason I watch the bid is because I am looking, it's in the direction that it's going. So the bid is moving before the ask, and you're shorting something. So in the case of Tesla here, I'm shorting Tesla. I got the level of this last 1 minute candle, and it's the bottom of the candle because I'm shorting it. So because it's the bottom of the candle, the bid is going to hit there before anything else. So I want to buy before the bid goes to wherever that level is. So it's like if the bid is, whatever it is, let's say it's, for the sake of this video, the bid now is at 1170. I would want to get in before 1170 prints. If it was in the other direction, I would look at the ask. So, if the bid's going there, usually the price is printing somewhere in between the bid and the ask. Or, so as it prints closer to the bid, you get the trigger, the computers start buying, they push it in the short direction. So one of my future videos, we'll talk some about that. But I sell there. It's important, in my opinion, for my style to sell. I don't hold the chop. I could miss this and Tesla could run up and the day could be done in a sense, and it's fine. Now I get back in. I bought back in right there because it continued to tick lower. Like it continued to go lower, and I knew that when I sold. It was like as soon as I sold, I'm like, if it goes lower, I'm just going to get back in. And it did go lower, and yes, I lost 20 cents or so, but do you know what I gained? I gained a little bit of mental, like, I made the money. And at that time, it was the smart trade I thought was to lock in 80 cents and take the quick money on Tesla. And then, if it wants to go again, I'll jump right back. I can just buy back in. There's no reason to hold something if it doesn't do what you want it to do when you have your quote-unquote trade plan in your head of what you're trying to execute. And I still caught that down move. I still held it here because even though it hesitated, I had a green take red setup, or sorry, a red take green on the 2 minute strategy going through. You had a day low break. The Qs are falling below, and it just hesitates near that trigger. But it doesn't pop against me, so I just hold it. And I just sit there and I let the trade go, and I let it run in my favor. I think the important part of that was the beginning, taking that initial sell. Either way, the trade would have worked, but I guaranteed a win no matter what when it slowed down and I took that. And if I missed the trade, I wouldn't have been mad. I wouldn't have been upset that I missed the trade. I just missed the trade. I was like, oh, well, I'll catch another one. Today in the run, I actually did that. I missed the trade, and I was like, oh, well, I missed one of them. I just caught the next one, when it sat up. Sometimes you do miss trades. So let's jump ahead a little bit. Let's jump ahead a few seconds. Okay, so the trade has happened. I'm out. What I'm now looking for is, now that we have what we look for is a massive volume bar. A massive volume bar. We have that massive volume bar. Tesla has popped up some. It's popped up, popped down a little bit, based a little bit, and now I'm playing the momentum in the downward direction. I'm a momentum scalper. I'm using a C strategy, so now all the C strategies have reset because of this big 1 minute volume bar. So every C strategy is back in play. A one and done is back in play, which is the next 1 minute breakdown. A Mark 1 is done, which is if this candle closes higher than the bottom of this one. A Mark 1 short. So you have these different strategies that are set up and that are ready to go. You know, all your strategies have reset. Not to go through them, just so you know that. So I tried to buy there because I had a smaller account size at the beginning of the day. I started at 38,000. It was above 38, so I have to change contract size if I want to keep taking 10. That's the downside when you size down your account a lot, is sometimes you get out of the money when you trade Tesla. So maybe at the end of this week, if I keep having good days, I'll put, you know, some more money in and I'll trade with a little bit bigger account. Which has actually worked out that I couldn't buy it because I would have lost there. It's kind of funny. So actually that saved me. I did try to buy there, but now that it didn't work, notice I didn't try to buy again because it didn't go down. I'm waiting for it to pop up. I'm now that it's popped up, I'm sitting there waiting. I'm not just jumping right back in, and I'm waiting for a good setup. I know what the bottom of that previous candle is that closed, and I'm waiting for that Mark 1 short. As soon as this bid starts ticking lower, there I go. I bought it right there. 34.70, decent, not a great fill. Honestly, I changed contracts, first time trading that contract. Probably take a loss here. I sold. Notice how quickly I sold. I lost a point there. That's how bad this can go against you. Almost a point loss there. It's almost $1,000. Tesla is very dangerous. I'm not just cherry picking these trades to show you guys like, oh, the best trades, or you know, this is what's working, whatever it is. Like, you can lose on these, and you can lose a point or so when you did that. That little mistrade there was like, what, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, and I lost $1,000. You can do that when you're trading this size, and you have to know the risk. Notice though I'm not bending, I'm not just jumping back in. I'm waiting for the next candle. A C strategy is set up now. I have not only a Mark 1, but I have a a possible 2 minute green bar that's closing. I have a know your limit 8 that tested. I know the bottom of this current candle, and I'm ready to get in as soon as the bid goes down towards what the bottom of the current 1 minute candle is. And let's see, I have a feeling, I don't think this is it. Let's see. I'm going to jump around after this trade. I'm going to see what I did here. I don't remember. This was yesterday. So I'm watching it tick down. I might be kind of suspicious of this, but I'm watching the level 2, and I'm waiting to get back in. I'll move it out of the way so you can kind of see me there. Actually, I'll do it this way. There you go. So you can see me. Still haven't bought. Still waiting. That closed. Am I in yet? I did buy, and now I'm ready to sell. So I already bought, and I'm getting ready to sell. Not good fills. So I'm kind of like, I'm giving the trade a little bit of room to work. I'm not instantly up on this in the first 3 or 4 seconds, but it hit a moving average, and I'm giving it a little bit of time. I'm not holding it because I'm scared of losing the trade. I'm holding it because I'm giving this trade and the strategy the opportunity to actually work. So it triggered, it went up. I'm up 40, 30 cents or so right there. And then I sell. Here's another key. What did I do in the previous strategy? In the previous strategy, or the previous trade, I'm sorry, I took a know your limit 8, and it flushed day lows. I did not hold this for a flush of day lows. Why? Because it didn't do exactly what I wanted. It didn't trade exactly how I wanted. So instead of losing a lot of money there, I took the money quick. Because even though it had previously, I made 4 points, $4,000 on one trade on that last one. Instead of being like, okay, here comes the next $4,000, I'm going to size up to 20 contracts and hold this for the flush. It went down. It hesitated. The options weren't moving great, and I just got out of it. It's a good thing I got out of it because they're now over a point lower than where I bought them. Because this failed, I'm not jumping back in. I'm not waiting for the next one. I'm like, okay, let's wait for the next 1 minute bar to close. Let's wait for something else to test. Something else I'm looking at, and I'll pause this, and I'm going to jump ahead. I'll see if I trade. But something else I'm looking at, I'll let this play out actually. I'm looking back here at what Tesla has done the last couple of times that it based. And what you see the last couple of times it goes across is it kind of goes across some and then drops. So I am going to try, I'm pretty sure I probably try another breakdown here, 1 minute breakdown. Surprised if I don't. So I did. I got it a little bit later than I wanted. I got really good fills there. Dang, that was a good fill. And do I sell? I'm still holding. I'm giving it a little bit of a room because I got a really, really good fill. I'm giving it a chance to sell. It didn't go. I'm out. There's no holding once it starts going against me. I think you need to see this again. And this is something, this is why my eyes are on the level 2. And no, I live in Maryland right now. I do not live in Cali. Never been to California, actually. So, from Florida. So I bought. It goes in my favor. I'm roughly a point or so with price improvement up right now. This level 2 starts ticking up. The option contract starts getting cheaper, or it's like, you know, looks like I'm losing. And I'm like, I'm out. I sell. So instead of making a point, I only made 30 cents on that. That's the danger of holding. If I would have held that another second, I would be red, or very close to red or flat on that trade. So now Tesla has failed a breakdown, and I'm very cautious. So I'm not going to be holding for any more 4-point runs or anything. It doesn't matter if they go or not. I can always jump back in, and which I think I did there. I did. I jumped back in because it went lower. So you see. So let's see what happens here. I actually don't remember what happened. So let's see what happens. I can just talk through because I know what I think. I know what's going through my head when I'm trading. I'm giving it room. I'm not just selling right away. The idea is Tesla's really weak. The market's really weak. I expect it to flush, and I sold. I lost some there. Could have maybe made a little bit. I'm not, mad about it. I'm still up $6,000 from when I started this area, but I'm not risking it all. I'm not smacking it. I'm not trying to force a trade. I'm trying to figure out what's working, and I'm trying to figure out if Tesla wants to go lower. It seems like it does, but it doesn't seem easy. It seems like it's a little difficult and a little hard. I'm noticing maybe I need to give it more time. Maybe I'm thinking through that because now it did go down and now it's like a point lower. So I try to buy again. I just buy as it's dropping. I'm pretty sure this was kind of a bin trade, like a dumb trade. This was a pretty stupid trade. See, even I make stupid trades. I make a lot of stupid trades actually, and I sell there and I lost like 500 bucks. So this was one of those like, it's going down, not really FOMO. There's no trigger. No, was there? Oh, there was a trigger. Sorry. So the trigger I was buying was a red. Let's go back again. I'm buying a red takes green on the 2 minute. That's what I'm buying here. So it's not a stupid trade. My bad. I ignored the 1 minute and I was buying a red takes green here. Then it didn't follow through, so I sold. Not actually a bad trade now that I see that there was that strategy there. And it's not a bad loss. Still up in the area. It doesn't matter that I'm up, but at this point, warning signs should be going off in your head. Yeah, taxes are crazy. You need to move to a better state. Thinking taxes. A little bit of alarm bell should be going off in your head if this happens in a move. Why? Well, what all has happened? You've had Tesla breakout. You've had it flush. But then instead of continuing lower on momentum after this big volume spike here, it goes up. You have a failed 1 minute breakout. So now you pretty much ignore the 1 minute chart. You had, or you ignore it until you get another moving average. It falls down again. You probably, made a little bit of money here. It doesn't flush the 2 minute. So it's just in this area. Now it's considered a choppy setup for me. So what I'd want to see here is now a higher time frame trade to be safe. You can always bend into a trade. You can always gamble. You can always bet. You can always just hit it. But to trade intelligently and to trade the most safe, if you're trying to trade safe, what you want to do, and notice I don't even have a contract open right now. Like, I literally shut off the Tesla contract. And if you're looking at, like, sorry, I'm moving the wrong thing. If you're looking at me, like I'll move me out of the way. I'm like stretching, playing with my, like I don't even have anything open. I don't care if it tanks on me here. Like I'm done with this thing for now. I didn't even lose a lot on it. I'm still up big. Like I'm just doing whatever, chilling. Put me back. Current me. I open one up because now it starts going down. Maybe I was a little bit too relaxed there. But that's generally how I look at stuff like that. Now the flush happens. This is hard to catch. And sometimes you're going to miss stuff like this. And I just jumped in it. And now I'm up 2 points or so. So I forgot this happened. But generally that's what I do when something like this stops. I'm not looking for the next 1 minute breakdown. I'm not looking for all that. And it started to break down. I noticed it. I got ready, opened the contract, bought it, and then sold it and made a .20. So I made a little over $1,000 there. So now I'm up, 4 or something. And I'm looking. I changed contracts again because it went over the 47. I didn't trade perfectly through here. I think I could have traded a lot better. But yeah, this was definitely not my best trading. I feel like I feel like I'm a little slow. I'm definitely catching some moves, but I'm adapting. So Tesla's falling down. What I'm buying here is basically it just looks like it keeps selling off, and there's just more volume coming into it. And I think it's going to continue to flush. I believe that just because of the speed, the Qs are tanking, so I just buy back in. Like if it's going to keep falling, and you know your risk and you're up money, it's not a bad decision sometimes just to buy in when a candle is continuing to go down. So I made about another point there. So now I'm up about 7,500 or so on the day. You now have a one and done short set up, and I'm ready to go. I'm pretty sure I bought there. Yep, I bought back in because a one and done short. You have this candle breaking down, so the bid is going lower than the previous candle. I pretty much buy in the first few seconds of that. Starts going down, and I sell a little early there. Definitely sell early. I still make, I don't know, whatever that is. I still make about, 60, 70 cents on that trade, or 50 cents on that trade, so 500 bucks. And I'm not trying to catch all the move, because I can just buy back in if I want to. I'm just trying to make smart trades. So I don't think I bought back in yet. No, I haven't. I'm just waiting for Tesla to pop up and go down. I load my buy contracts. I get the level I'm waiting for. And I'm hoping Tesla just pops up for a second. I'm not waiting for the next candle to close. You can see there my cursor went. I checked the level. You had a few seconds left. I'm waiting for a pop here. All right, Tesla pops. If I know how I trade, I'm getting ready to buy that as soon as this level 2 starts ticking down. So right there. Yep, that's the same place I would have bought now. Ready to sell, over to sell. Watch it, watch it. My mouse is clicked down, ready to go. Holding in the position, Eyes are on the level 2. It's flushing. I have no idea where this is at, generally speaking. I'm just watching this level 2. Keep flushing, I'm out. So those contracts didn't move great, and I probably sold them at the wrong time. I sold them earlier. I probably would have made more, but that's where my eyes are at. So if you see it long there, I could literally haven't watched this, and I could call out exactly what I'm going to do just because, watching it slow, it's like, boom, you're in, ready, out, eyes at level 2, ready to click the mouse button. Watching here, bid going down. All right, bids down, bids down, bids down, bids down. Here we go. It's popping up. Could have sold there. Honestly, that would have been a better sell. Giving it time to go lower because the market's so weak. Didn't go lower. I'm out. And made 40 cents. So that's what I do. Now I'm ready to get back in. I'm like, okay, let's, I haven't loaded up the next contract. I generally don't do a lot of these on the same candle because once a candle goes down some, not all the time, a lot of times it pops. Now, yes, the candle is higher now than when I got in. I'm not just jumping back in and out of this trade, even though the contracts are, 50 cents to $1 higher. I did try to jump back in there, and it didn't let me because I started the day with 38,000 in the account. I should have switched accounts. So now we're going near the money again. Oh, what's happening? I think my kids are waking up. So, good point to pause. So kids are waking up in the middle of a run. That's what happens. Nanny was sick, and I had the kids this day. It's cool. No FOMO. You couldn't see it, sorry, but I took my headphones off, got up, and left. Might have been another reason I was playing that way too. Maybe I saw them stirring and I knew that I had to go get them. So at this point in the day, you're up 8 grand or no, 10 grand actually, because I started at 38,000. So But 8 grand on this run, and you could be good for the day. Like that's pretty good. 8 grand in what 30 minutes of me talking, but 17 minutes on here just catching a down move. I'll play some more in a minute, but the trick is finding momentum. When Tesla's working and it's working good, it's working like I'm seeing it and I'm talking to you guys right here. And other names are this way too. I'm doing this name because it's the name I trade the most. It's the one that I make the most money in. And it's the one I know how to play really kind of well. And I don't trade a lot of this. If you're looking on the chart, on the fidelity chart behind my head here, I don't trade a lot of this. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong screen. A lot of this stuff. I wait for the down moves that are trading and have the same feel that I'm talking you through right now. Now, there are other ways to do this, but this is how I view these runs and how I hit these runs. And sometimes I play them really well and I catch a lot of the move, like the 4-point move. And then other times I sell a little early and it goes down. And like on this last trade, I got 0 PI. If you can see it, I got like no PI there. I'll just let this play for playing sake. But I got no PI on that last trade. That money sign is right here is a sign of price improvement. And I don't get as much. And it's okay. Stuff like that happens. You know, there's nothing... you have to accept that you're not always going to catch all the move. And you're not always going to catch the best move. It's just, are you catching moves? Are you making intelligent trades? Are you winning? You know, and I was fine with not catching all the move or the best move or just holding the contracts and being up, you know, whatever it was from when they started and just being like, yeah, I'm just holding and it's all, you know. No, it's finding the moves, finding the momentum, getting that good entry, knowing the strategy that you're doing and the reason that you're trading, and then making things happen around that and leaning into that momentum. You know, I think one of my kids are making noise. And leaning into that momentum. And then when it stops, like if I was trading here, I might have took one front run loss or something, or maybe I made some, I don't know, it depends on price improvement, entry, and what the action does. But you could let this stuff go. I'll go ahead and jump ahead. We'll jump ahead some here. I'm in a position here. When did I get in? Did I chase here? So I come back. I got the kids up. I think I buy late. I come down and I sit down late. I probably buy late. Yeah, it goes down. I get in a little bit late. I'm expecting it to flush, so I kind of hold the position. I buy it before it's triggered. Because there's so much momentum, I give myself more leeway to kind of catch stuff like this and to buy into a candle sometimes when I shouldn't always do it. It kind of depends on how the name has been trading that day. So at this point, you know, you're a grand up in the trade, if not more. Yeah, way over a grand up in this trade. And I'm just watching it. Came down, just had the kids on the floor, jumped in the computer, and bought and sold, made $1,500. Ready to do it again. Watching the bottom of this candle, watching this level 2, and you just kind of can keep playing that momentum. Are there questions? Because I know I don't want to be too repetitive on this and just talk through my thoughts. But while we're sitting here, are there questions about what I'm doing, what I'm thinking, just so I don't kind of repeat myself? Because to me, I know what I'm thinking. I know it makes sense to me. Is what I'm doing making sense to you guys? Is the reason I'm taking these trades, does it kind of make sense? Does the kind of momentum, playing into the momentum, waiting during the day, not getting chopped up, waiting for Tesla to actually set up like this, and then taking a good trade, or finding a good contract, taking a good trade, does that kind of make sense to you guys? Is there something I'm leaving out, or questions that you have about anything you're seeing? Oh, here's a fun trade. I'm not seeing stuff come across, so I assume that that stuff is kind of getting through. And the reason too that I'm showing this, so you can see I just made $2 grand. Tesla's going down. You're getting increasing selling volume. and I'm pretty sure I catch another big trade here. You can see all this selling volume coming in. You know, boom, it drops down, just completely, you know, rips in your face. Sold there. It's about a point on that one. I looked away. All my kids were crying. That's why I sold that early. Couldn't get back in it. It already went up like 2 points on me there. Change contracts bought. I mean, there's not much here that I can show that's new. I can jump to where I'm up. You know, so, oh, in here. So I lose some. Let's see what I do to lose some. Let's watch some losses. The last trade you held a little longer. Was it because you got room from the front runs, or was it technical? Probably room from the, probably just a good price, and it's more momentum. There's a lot of downward momentum and selling pressure. So I probably got a good fill. I'm already green on the trade, letting it go. There's a lot of selling pressure, so I'm just kind of letting it ride, and then I just let it ride based on how I feel looking at the level 2. So when do I start losing? I want to watch some of my losses. So at this point right here, I started the day with 38,000. I'm at 55,000. Yeah, 55,000. I think, was I more than that? Nope, that's about where I'm at. So I'm just looking for when I start losing. We're going to cover some of that. I think there's a few, yep, I think there's a few losses here. There's a buy and a sell where I lost 40 cents. I was expecting to go lower, it didn't. You've got all this volume here. One of my kids are stirring. He's got gas. I might have to run upstairs. I'll see what happens. So here's when you start taking losses, and you should kind of be a little bit more cautious. I'll text my wife to see if she can get him. Did I take another one yet? Nope. So I'm not jumping back in and out. Since it didn't just instantly follow through to the downside like all these other candles have, I'm waiting for it to come up and hit a moving average and for another candle to close. I don't want to just jump. I don't want to just keep jumping back in. I really want to wait for a better setup because I've already made, you know, what, 17 grand at this point in 26 minutes. Some of those minutes I was with, you know, the kids and other stuff. So you could call the name of the video that. Let's see. I'm just waiting for this candle to close. This is kind of the patient part where you just have to wait and you can't get too much FOMO. I bought in 35.55, so I'm already down in this one. So I got a bad fill there. I sold. So that's a very quick sell because I got a bad fill and it went against me. So that's like a 70-cent loss there. So $700 or so. So now I'm down more money. I mean, overall up money, but down money. Changing contracts, messing around. I probably don't like that contract because I got no PI on the entry, so I got a really bad fill, and then it went against me. I could have just sized down in my contracts, but yeah. Sometimes I do that, sometimes I don't. So I lost a little bit. I bought as the level 2 started to tick lower. I might be getting a little bit lazy here. It went against me. You can see all the green coming in. It kind of ticked up. Lost another $800 there. So it's like you had a failed, it didn't fail, it just didn't go. Starting to go again, so I'm still trying to play that momentum, hoping for another big down move. Yeah, Sufyan, on that full run there, I don't think I really lost it all. And this is when I start losing here. Like I probably have, when Tesla's working, like a 90% win rate. And then when it stops working, I'll give back like a quarter of what I made. So it dropped some here. I'm expecting it to flush like it has been so far. Remember, at this point, I'm up like 18 grand. And I don't mind going over all the trades. I just don't want to keep everybody here, do a video that's like 2 hours long of me going over trades. So it jumped and went up. It didn't go right away. I sold. I lost another, not a lot there, only 10 cents maybe, you know, less than 10 cents. So I'm looking to get back in because I'm still, this is kind of that bend. I'm still trying to catch that down move. Here we go. I got back in, expecting it to flush again. So one thing that was, did I sell? I sold, I lost. Wow, look at that loss. See how much you can lose in just those few seconds there? 33 to 32.70, 33.41 to 70. So that's what, 50 cents? So I lost 50 cents on that one. That's another $500. So you can lose on these just sitting here scalping in this area. You can't see me, but I actually put everything down. I picked up my phone. So I'm not doing anything now. You had a few failed breakdowns. So it's almost like this is when I come on the mic during the day, guys, and I'm like, I'm going to let this set up again. I'm going to leave this alone until we get another moving average or something. So like you had these failed 1 minute breakdowns. I just gave back $2,000. A negative sign for this one is the stochastic on the 1 minute. Look how that's going up. So because it's kind of going up, that's like your indicator at this point. You could have left all of these alone and avoided those front run losses. Let's jump forward and see if I lose. So I don't do any trades in here. Let's keep going. No trade yet, no trade yet. So when did I start that? 28. I stopped at 28 minutes. 30. Oh, there was one. So I didn't trade again until it broke down. So it was like 4 minutes of no trades. I didn't try to front run. I didn't try to do anything. And then in here I bought. Why did I buy? I'm going to pause this and I want someone to tell me. Look at the chart. I'm going to back up 10 seconds. Why? Let me play this out. And I think I was talking on the mic here and telling somebody why I was about to buy this. Let's wait and see. I'm going to pause it right before I buy. Why would I want to buy this? Why would I want to buy this? Just from what you can see in here. I'll even give you a hint. It's right here. What do you see? This is key. This is huge. What's this? This is the stochastic crossing down. This is it crossing over. It's come together after this run up and this little itch up here. It's now pinched together and is going down. Now, this is my entry. I buy right now. I don't know what happens. I have no idea what happens, but I buy. Entered. 31.69. There's your drop, ready to sell. Giving it a little bit of room to work. You know, it's been what, 3 seconds, 4 seconds. Ready to get out. There you go. That's how you avoid all the stochastics. You got it. That's how you avoid all that chop. Now what? I'm 2 points up in this trade now at this point. Maybe a point up. It's chopping around. I don't know. At the most, you were, a point up, and I might not. I might sell a little late. I might give it too much room. So another reason I gave this more room, I just sold there and made a point almost, was because of the stochastic cross down. I'm ready to get back in because they're crossed down. That timing, if you're going to wait for one thing when something's going up, wait for that to come together and do that little boom. That next 1 minute breakdown from there is your entry short. That's like money right there. That was the easiest trade of all of these. Now I could have jumped back in. You could have held it. I don't really know what I did here, but I wanted to show that because that's the entry. That's that drop. If I would have sold quicker instead of holding for those big runs, and at this point in the day I've been spoiled because I've had all this big flush, and I'm like, oh, I don't know, I'm an idiot, and everyone does it, and you're like, okay, it's gonna flush, and you hold a little bit too long. I could have made 2 points instead of 1 point or something, but that's fine. Let's chop back through here. It chops around. I lose what I made back. You can see I don't do a lot of trades here. You can see there's no price improvement on one of them. It chops around. I'm at 54. I do another trade there. I lost 200 bucks. Made a little bit on that drop. Sitting around 54 in here. So I'm not doing a lot of trades. If you're seeing me go through here, I'm leaving everything alone here. I'm not trading in here. It's already gone down a lot. I'm pretty sure I came on the mic at this point and said, hey, leave it alone. Let's wait a little bit. Let's wait for something to set up. Let it hit the 1 minute 21. Look, now what setup do we have that we haven't had since this whole drop happened? Look over here. What setup do we have? It starts chopping around. Leave it alone. Wait for it to hit another moving average. Sure, you could have made a little bit or lost a little bit in here. It looks like I did. Looks like I lost $1,000 or so from where I was. I could have just left it alone. Wait for it to hit the 21. Once it hits the 21, you buy the next 1 minute breakdown. Maybe I didn't even buy that 1 minute breakdown. It's just chopping around. I don't even know what I'm looking for. Nothing. Oh, here you go. Alright, let's see what I do here. So I'm now looking at it in here. The stochastic is crossing down. Maybe the 2 minute is. Maybe there's a 5 minute here. I'm not positive why I buy this, to be honest with you. There's got to be something. I'm in right there. And I know I called this out. Boom. Yeah, I know I called that out. So now that's the move. And it might have been a 5 minute setup. I think it was a 5. No, it's not a 5 minute. I don't know. But there's your flush. Waiting for that. Waiting for an actual breakdown. Not jumping in and out. If you watch me skim through all that, I almost did no trades in that area. Now I'm just holding this and letting it run. Like, I wasn't sitting there getting chopped up, giving my day back. I was basically at the same level, like here, as I was when it was here. I wasn't down half of my day or anything. I let it alone, let everything set up, let the stochastics go up, let everything cross, let the bar break down, and then buy when this goes down. And I think I already sold. Yeah, I already sold for 3 points there, and I probably buy back in now. I have a one and done short. At this point, I'm up 18 grand. It goes down again. I don't think I buy. Not sure why I don't buy. I did buy, so ready to sell if it doesn't want to continue. I'm probably a little bit more cautious because of how long it went there, but holding that trade, watching it flush. Just letting it ride. There's no reason for letting it ride other than it going through day lows, and I'm just expecting it to go lower. The momentum is to the downside. The Qs are going down. I'm expecting the Qs to flush day lows. So now I'm up 3 points in this. I don't know when I sell. It starts popping and I sell. I need to start getting better at selling during the flush, guys. There you go. Now I'm ready to get back in it for another short. At this point, I'm up 20 grand. And yeah, I could be sizing up, I could be doing all this other stuff, but these are just small, simple trades. 1 minute, Steve, 1 minute, 2 minute, and 5 minute are the main time frames that I use. The 1 minute is the thing I'm looking at for the quick scalps, but I do 2 minute breakdowns and 5 minute breakdowns. And I'm sitting in here now. I got it in it because the bid is going down towards this. I'm ready to get out. I'm just going to watch it go down. Watch it flush. Up 2+ points in this now. Starts ticking up. You see some green coming in here. You're seeing this ticking up. I don't think I've sold yet. You know, watching these levels, I'm like, around 30. I'm going to sell if it goes up. You know, I sold. Not the best. I could have sold sooner. I think I'm trying to catch too much of a move. I'm probably spoiled. And I'm done. So, that's 22 grand. And I know the video says 17. Maybe I'll change it. I did 17 because that's what I ended out on the day, I think. So I know I gave like 5 grand back. So, and then I stopped. So this isn't all winning. I didn't go through the whole day. I think I'm pretty much done here because I give some back. Yeah, I give some back here. I give a grand back in this chop zone here, which is part of it. You're going to lose. Not sure if how I traded. Like, I think it popped. I probably just take a bet. I don't mind showing I lost some. At one point, I was up 22 grand. Ready for the Mark 1 short, which is a strategy we always do. Just ready to buy it. It doesn't work. I don't get bent on it. I'm not mad that I'm not making more. I'm in. A little bit of a delay there. Actually, it delayed and then it sold. So this was like a weird one. It says it didn't do it. It did. It actually did. You could see it bought all 10. It said it did and it sold 10. So something weird happened. Took a small. That was like a. I don't know how much of a loss that was, but you know, get back in it again. Ready to get out. It pops as soon as I get in it, expecting it to go down. I lost like a point, or I lost 40 cents on that one. You know, so I'll just sit here. I don't get chopped around a ton. If you look at it, I take like 1 trade a minute. I actually make some on that trade. I'm just looking through these to see if there's anything worth covering. Not really. It's just like one trade a minute type thing, waiting for something, trying to get an entry, letting it pop and base, and then trying to catch the down move. During this range, you can see no real trades in here, waiting for it to hit that 21. I'm not guessing it's going to go lower. It hit the 21. I'm guessing I probably take a buy and loss somewhere around here. Oh, I don't. So here's the funny part. So questions before I go. So I'm not telling first, and I'm going to show you something funny, guys, behind my picture here, and then we'll call this video, and I'll talk some about today. So there are some things you need to identify in Tesla. One is it's not always working. Not always working. It is not always going to work, and you have to be okay with that. You cannot come into the day, because I've now posted 2 videos, and I could post a third one, and because of time, I'm not going to do it on this one, of another 5-figure, $15,000+ trading session of me just trading Tesla. I'll tell you this, there's been days when I lose 5 figures on this name. I think I've probably lost 20 plus whatever multiple times in this, because you start doing what I'm doing in this video when it's not ready, when the strategy's not set up, when the momentum's not there. You need momentum for this to work. For this aggressive style, and for you guys that are, whatever you're thinking, oh, you can see I did lose some trades there. I took a couple losses, and I'm down. So from the 60,000 I was up, and if you're like, oh, I can do this and make 17, yes, you can. But here's what you can also do. In the space of 3 minutes, I lost 3 grand. Could you wake up in the morning, start trading Tesla, be down 3 to 10 grand, 3 to 5 grand, doing these scalps that don't work because of how quick these things move, and be down that and be okay? When you're trading this, you really have to wait for it to trend, and you have to be patient, and you have to let it get set up. And a lot of times we're calling it out. If you're in the chat room today, it's a benefit. Later in the day, I was in there talking like 100% through a trade. I was talking through Tesla, like moment by moment. I'm going to cut some of the audio of that and post it to YouTube to help people see what Discord's like when I'm talking, when Rose is talking, when other people are talking, and kind of what it's doing. I like to joke around and talk loosely. That's my style. But when it's trending, it's working. When it's not trending, you can't make it work, and there's no amount of forcing it and money you throw at it that's going to get it to work. It will work. Today, it took this day here, it took until whatever this time of the day is. Like, where my cursor's at, I don't know. Whatever time of the day that is. When this all started, about an hour in, 45 minutes into the day, was when I started making money. Until then, I had made 2 grand trading Facebook and a few other things. Respectable day, but it's different than what I'm doing here. Today in Tesla, I made 4 grand early, and then I was down flat, and then I lost some, and then the move happened, and I made it a very big run, and I made it all back. It takes patience to wait for the breakdown or the breakup, and that might only come once a week, once a month, 3 times a month. It doesn't matter. It will happen. You have to wait for it. You can't force it. It is so key to wait for the trend. If you don't, like that 3 grand I lost there will turn into 10 grand, will turn into 15 grand, and your account's going to be done. It is a warning, and I cannot warn you enough to be patient if you're trying to do this. Notice every time I talk about this, and I need to say this stuff at the beginning of this video because people will tune out by this point. It's an hour in. You will blow up your day, and I am not doing these haphazardly. I'm not gambling and betting and just throwing money at something and I hope it goes down. Oh man, I'm going to make money here. Listen to me talk through the trades. I have something I'm thinking about. I know what I'm doing. I'm not saying I know what's going to work, but I know what I'm trying to do. I can almost call out a trade watching me trade, knowing what I did or knowing how I would trade it 2 days later, not watching this video previously, just being like, that's my entry. That's my entry. Like, I know when it's at. I can pause the video and be like, that's my entry. This is why I'm holding. This is why I'm doing all this. I know exactly what I'm doing and what I'm trying to do. That's it. You can't do this unless you know what you're doing. You'll blow up your account. You'll blow up your account faster than you can put money in it. You need to understand the strategies that we do, and you can learn them, and I'll have videos up soon. But if you're just watching this on YouTube or somewhere else, it's more of a warning to you and new people and old people alike. Especially if you're just getting into trading Tesla and some of these aggressive names. Yes, the paydays are good. They can be, but I'm trading strategies. I'm trading momentum. I am using those strategies and momentum to my advantage, watching the level 2 because I watch Tesla every single day. I know how that level 2 moves. I know what things look like when it starts going. Watching the stochastics, I have reasons for taking these trades. If you don't, and you just think you're going to come in here and make money, you're not going to be trading with us very long, and you're going to blow up. And it's going to happen if you don't have a strategy and a reason for taking the trades. It would be better for you to miss all of this move in Tesla and be like, I missed it, and it's fine, and make on half of it or make a quarter of what I made because the trades you make, you understood, you were waiting for your proper setup, you took them, you made money, and you got off. If you did this, and you did it half-cocked and you were just doing it, you're probably going to lose. So that's my warning to you when doing this. Yes, you just saw me make, you just saw me make whatever I made, $22,000. I then gave back $3,000. I walked away. This was at 11 o'clock. I didn't come back yesterday until I think the end of the day. I really wasn't on the mic much, and I think I lost another $2,000, and then I was done. You have to know what you're doing. I lost another $2,000. I ended at 17, I think, on the day or something. It's a good day. Know this, I have down days that are that big. So I'm not doing these this way. I haven't had any yet this year, but I have some that are like that sometimes. Because if you trade this early and you trade it wrong, and you're not doing really well, you can pretty easily, go down as quickly as you go up, even quicker. So that warning is there just to take away some of the ooh and ah that, oh, anybody can do this. 100% anybody, I think, can be taught to do this. But there's a lot of caution with doing these. And at this point, I'm done with this part. But I want to show you guys something funny. I think this is hilarious. Let me get up. You can see it here. So I'll just move me out of the way entirely. And what I want you to look at is down here in the bottom. I'll get this mouse out of the way so y'all can see it. Watch what happens in the background while I'm talking. This is what I have to deal with when it's me by myself. Oh, dude, it's so hard. So hard to detach and walk away. I'm going to let this play because this is funny. About 2 minutes left. Look at what my kids are doing. Once you identify that there's chop guys, step the freak away. Step away. Look at what my kids are doing. They're smart. They're like a year and something. And one of them starts pulling it, and they figure out that they can pull it and push it down and escape. And I don't even see them. I've got stairs to my right. They start climbing up the stairs. These little munchkins, dude. These little munchkins. Notice how I'm not trying to bend back in Tesla, by the way. You can see me there. Like, I'm done. I'm up, like, whatever. I gave back some. Tesla's not trading good. I'm not like, oh, I'm going to make another 20 grand. I'm like, this is good. I'm done. I'm done for the day. I don't even notice my kids are behind me and watch this video. It's so funny. I showed it to my wife. She's like, how did you not see them? They could have. I'm like, they're fine. They survived. But, yeah, these little munchkins. This is crazy. This is crazy. Hopefully I don't take another trade here. They're so smart. Look at them go past me. Look how long it takes me to notice. Like, they just crawled past me, and I'm watching Tesla here because it hit the 21. I'm like, maybe I'll try it one more time to see if it wants to keep flushing, because the stochastics are coming together. Look at this. I'm like, oh, what the heck? Like, hey, these little guys got up. That's awesome. Honestly, they probably saved me money there because my guess is Tesla goes down. Yeah, I don't do any trades and Tesla doesn't work. So they save me money. So the boys escaping save me money. Hey, you know, you don't always got to be good. Sometimes you got to be lucky. Sometimes you got to be lucky. Yeah, Dyer saying the whole wait for a C strategy after 2 or 3 failed breakdowns or breakouts, front runs has been helpful. It helps me a lot too. Honestly, I'll put myself back up on this video. And not that y'all want to see my face, but it helps me a lot too. If you have those like, and you saw it here, and you identify like, I had 2 or 3. It didn't just flush like this right here. Wait, you have to look at me. That's stupid. You can't see me. Sorry, guys. So, what Dyer's saying, this is legit. Drops down, failed 1 minute breakdown, second kind of failed breakdown, and then I didn't trade. I don't think I traded those, but obviously, that's probably where I lost. And then you don't keep trying. You stop. Like you're like, 1 minute's not working. Gonna go to a 2 minute time frame. Or wait for an 8 test. Maybe I do, maybe I don't buy up here and don't give any drop. You know, AMP didn't work. Okay, I'm going to wait for the next test. Okay, it's up here. Maybe I allow myself 1 trade up here. You really have to be careful and cautious. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, I don't get paid for this. I'm doing this to help guys adapt and get better and become successful at this. Mark did it for me. His videos, has given me a life and a style that, I didn't think I would ever be doing or be able to do this. And so I want to help other people, get to that point too. And that's and it makes me better. Being able to talk through this review helps me change, helps me adapt. That's the selfish part. To be able to talk about something a lot, you have to have confidence in that, in what you're talking about. So it helps you, makes you study and learn. So definitely leave a like if you would like to. If you don't like to, you don't like it, that's fine. You don't have to. I'm not going to make you do anything. Let me skim really quick for questions, and if there aren't any, then we'll cut this. Talking about today, maybe I'll do a video on the next one if nothing happens. In the next 2 days, I'll review today's. I know I'm going to cut some videos from it and post them because there was some good call outs I did. I want to highlight those for people who don't trade in the Discord channel. Any in Discord? Nope. And also for you guys who don't have big accounts, if you size these contracts down and you look at it, if you were doing 1, you could still make some really good money doing 1 or 2 contracts here, 5 contracts. Even if you had a $30,000 account, like the day I started with 38,000, you don't need $100,000 to do this. You don't. You really don't. You can do this with a small account and taking, normal size. I happen to take the size that I take. It doesn't mean you should or shouldn't. Let's see. Yeah, it's easy to do. You can easily chop back if you don't, when you overtrade. Review what you do compared to what I do. If you record yourself, see how you traded better than me or worse than me. A lot of people trade a lot better than me. I don't see any specific questions, so trying to think. I think that is pretty much it for today's trading. It was garbage all day until FOMC was done. When that was done, I smacked the crap out of Tesla, and I was doing some 20 trade contracts. I had a couple losses that kind of erased some wins and stuff, but generally speaking, it was about the same as this. There was a difference, and the difference was and I called it on the mic so many times, get a good entry and give the trade room to work. That was the difference in today and other days. The chop and the way it was trading required a little bit of room and required, like, hey, I need some space to work. And you had to get in and then give it space, and then it would flush, and then you kind of sell the flush. That is how I played it. I was super tired today. I got no sleep last night. I'm dead tired right now. I got all of like an hour or 2 last night. Hopefully the kids sleep better tonight, and I get more than an hour or 2. But I was mentally dead today. So it might have just been me. My entries were off compared to the video you just saw. Maybe I'll do a video on that one. We'll see. But at least I'll cut some things from it and put some clips from it up and stuff like that from today's trading to kind of help you guys out. Let me know if you like this stuff. Leave a like. like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. If you have questions, if you want me to review your trades, I don't have to do them live, but if you want me to look at stuff and, look at your entries and stuff like that, and you journal, you can send it to me. I would be glad to do so, especially if you trade with us regularly. I'd be more than happy to help you out on your entry times and different stuff like that. 1 second. There we go. So thank you guys so much for spending your evening with me. It's been a little bit over an hour, and unless there's any crazy on the Mark 1s, after you exit occasionally, Discord question, you re-enter on the same bar pullback. That's not really too much of a factor. You're welcome, Stuart. That's I'll answer that in Discord. So there's a few Discord questions. I'll answer them there, so I'll cut off on YouTube. Thank you guys. I appreciate it so much. It means the world to me that you spend your time with me. You got family, you got other stuff going on. The fact that you take your time to watch this and all, I really appreciate it. I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Trade smart, trade safe. Remember, we're doing this as a lifestyle, not as just a way to, make money, or as a way to whatever. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great night. Get some sleep. Hopefully I do.